Hey guys, it's Misty. I'm here with the guys from New Haven. You guys want to
Hey,
introduce yourselves? Please do so.
I'm Troy, the vocalist.
I'm Cody. I play guitar.
I'm Brian. I play the other guitar.
Zach, I play the drums.
He bangs on things. He's just like, I
Oh,
We're
I
like
do.
the
missing
drums.
missing our bass player today, but he's John Mark.
Yeah.
We miss you, John Mark.
We do.
Yeah, he had some unfortunate family stuff come up, so.
Dude, real life crap. Um, so let me congratulate you guys on making the voting round in the Battle of the Bands for the Rock on the Range spot.
Thank you.
Fucking
Thank
hell
you.
We are
yeah.
so stoked.
Voting ends tonight, right?
Yep.
And they're gonna decide somebody. I was like, oh my god, when I was looking up all this stuff to write out these questions, I'm like, voting ends to that day. Okay, so they're gonna announce the final five tomorrow.
We're pretty confident.
You're
Feeling
confident?
good.
They're confident. They're not gonna like question two then. Okay, so what did it mean to you guys to enter this?
Yeah,
Everything.
accomplishment.
Everything.
We've been working really hard, especially this past year.
Yeah.
So it means a lot.
This.
Yeah. Go ahead, Cody. Go ahead, buddy.
All right. I was to say this contest kind of came at like the best time because it was like right when we were releasing everything and like all the work that we've been doing for the last like year and a half is just kind of coming to a head right now. So it's like a really cool time for us, regardless of how far we go. To just to be able to be a part of this with our new music right now is really cool.
I
Yeah.
think it's a really cool time for everybody. Like they picked the prime spot to have this because it's like
Yeah.
every band that's in this list, for one, I knew, and I'm like, oh man, how am I gonna say like rate these people? I love these people. What? So I had a really hard time voting because like I'd skip the song because I've already heard it. It's in my playlist. I listen to them like constantly, except for your new stuff, which I downloaded after that. And I was just like, I gotta
Oh,
listen to the whole thing because I'm gonna review it.
Nice.
So,
awesome.
but
Thank
I was like, man, I've already heard this stuff. This like love, like, mediocre, dislike, and it's like I love every single one of these bands. Like I'm not even helpful. I felt so unhelpful when I clicked love on every single freaking one of those bands because I loved you all. I'm just like, I'm not going to pick. Like, that's legit how I feel.
We
Yeah.
appreciate the support for
I
sure.
mean, it's like, it was a really tough list. You guys
There are
had
a
some
lot of really
serious
killer bands.
competition.
Yeah.
A
Um,
lot of some talent.
which brings me to question number two, which I told you in the beginning you're going to hate. If you don't make it, who are you rooting for?
I know who I'm rooting for. That's a decade apart.
I
Because
will
those
second
guys are
that.
awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
I just saw those
They're-
guys
they're
last
fun.
night. They were fucking awesome. They were at Black Coffee.
I would
Nice.
also go with that just because the experience we had with them at the Bethel Road Pub when we got to play, they were very, very like down to earth dudes. They were real helpful, and they just had a great attitude towards other bands. It wasn't like, oh, we're better or anything like that. It was like, no, dude, we're all in this together. Let's have fun.
And that's
know?
the reason
That's
I asked
attitude
that
there.
question because it's like, when Josh says, we are all we have, it's really true. It's like we can do
Yep.
so much more together than we do apart.
Yeah, there's like, I don't know, the way I look at it is like, yeah, it's a competition, but at the same time, like, I'll just be happy to go and be able to play with some really good bands and um, whatever the audience and the fans and all that, whatever they vote is great. But at the end of the day, we all just get to spend that time together and kind of away from the mundane stuff in life and actually get to
It's
have fun
something
and
different
do
to
what we want to
do.
do for a living.
Yeah, I felt this Battle of the Bands. At first I was kind of like, because, I started shooting when I was 18 back in 2001, and every time we saw Battle of the Bands, it was always, kind of not on the up and up, and it seemed to
Mhm.
cause more strife and chaos than actually any
Yeah.
good. But I feel like this one is different now. Like, and I know that there's still people out there. I mean, I even made a post saying, I don't know about this, man. You know, we're trying to unify the scene, and then they pop up a battle of the bands. But I've seen bands decide not to enter based on, the fact that there's tons of other bands that honestly could benefit from that spot more than they could. I've seen nothing but niceties. I've seen a few negative things, but it's not like serious. So I'm like, man, maybe this is a really cool thing and it might help unify rather than cause some ugliness. But you always have those people that are all about ugliness. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really awesome. Are you guys going to go either way? Like if you guys don't make it, are you still going to?
I would
Yeah,
like to go,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, definitely.
The Columbus music scene has such like a cool group of people that
Oh, yeah.
regardless whatever happens, everybody's gonna be really cool.
Well, like last night at Black Coffee was a perfect example. Brandon Seymour was there. The guys from Kevin and Beast from Secluded Fire were there. Tommy Sarton nearly knocked me over, and Sam Stockdale was there. I bought Brandon Seymour a shot. Everybody was there, it seemed like. And I'm like, wow,
Yeah, we'll definitely, we'd like to
I
be there and
I think
show
it's a
support and stuff
really
nonetheless.
important thing when bands show support of other bands. It's like super important.
It definitely
Like,
is.
yeah, I think it's really,
Did
really
anybody else
important.
hear that weird noise just now?
Yeah, that's why I started
I
looking
think
around.
it's a dog barking, but I'm not sure because my cat is deaf. So if my cat starts yowling, I apologize. He doesn't know how loud he is. And if he tries to climb on me, I guess he'll just take over as moderator. I don't know. Like, whatever you want, cat. Just don't start screaming during my interview. Okay, so you guys just released a new EP,
Yep.
and for
Yeah.
those that don't know, it's called Within Us All. You guys released your first two singles before the album. One was called Release Me and Night Terror, and the other one was Night Terrors. You're also working on a video for Dying Lights. I imagine it's being edited right now. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Right now, yeah.
That's a lot of content really quickly. Do you guys feel in the digital age that needs to be released that quickly?
Well, we've been sitting on it for a while, and we kind of, I guess, got to the point where we're like, man, let's just push out as much as we can and show them the new material. And at the point, I guess we're at the point now where we're like, man, we just want everybody to hear the whole CD. And so,
We're tired of waiting. Here's some stuff.
right, exactly. We were gonna wait till maybe June or whatever. Like, nah, let's do it now.
I was talking to another. I did a text interview with J.W. Sargent, and we were talking about this because he released his whole EP before it even came out physically, on iTunes and everything. He released videos on YouTube's. I'm used to listening to Mike, YouTube, and I was like, you released your whole EP before it even came out. All we have to do is go to YouTube and listen to it. We don't have to buy it. What's up with that? And he's like, I feel it's an age where instant gratification is more important than sales. He's like, you want to get it out there quickly and you want to, you want people to listen to it. And he's like, I felt like if I waited and kind of strung it out, they would have gotten bored with it, I guess. I mean, that's kind of the vibe I got from it. He just felt like he felt like it was important to get it out there as soon as possible in this day and age.
Yeah, it seems like, I don't know, just from what I've seen, when we would sit at practice, we would talk about, when do we want to release it? When do we think the best time is? How do we go about releasing it? Do we release this and then wait a little bit or not?
I think you guys did it perfectly. Honestly, you released what? 3 tracks? Well, 2 tracks.
2 tracks and another one with a video.
Yeah, and another one coming.
When did we actually
I think that was
start
enough of a
writing
teaser.
this new EP, guys? Do you remember what it was? I know it was obviously last year, but I'm trying to remember when we first advertised it.
We recorded it last August. I think we probably started on it about a year ago. That sounds fair.
Yeah, so we've been sitting on it that long, and then we were debating with ourselves, hey, are we taking too long to release this to the point where people are just going to say, you know what, never mind, or are we at the point where we still have that leeway to get away with that? Not that we want to, but do we have that room to maybe work on some more material to add to it if possible? So it just came down to
like a right time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's when the material comes out, you want it to be the best presentation of it. And so I think we tried our best to kind of map it out, and we definitely wanted to get those two singles out before we released anything for the full EP. So all in all, I'm pretty proud on the way we did it, and I think when the music video comes out, I think everybody's going to be pumped to see all the hard work we put into that as well, and HV Stoney for doing all he's done, and he's just an amazing director, and we couldn't be happier with what we've seen so far. So,
and we're still waiting to see the full video, and it's kind of one of those
I bet you guys are dying waiting for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just like the battle for the range. I mean, we're excited to see the results, man. We're excited to see.
You're trying not to freak out that it's tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
it's been like a week-long bit of stress, but we've had a lot of really supportive people come and vote for us, and like I said, I mean, it's all about the scene anyway. So
well, there's room enough for all of us out there. I mean, music, there's not like a cap limit on how many bands can make it in the music industry.
No,
so
it's just a matter of time and how much you want it.
Right.
In the right place at the right time. What was that?
Zach's dog freaking out.
We have pets freaking out.
There she is.
There she was.
Aww. Do you guys feel that fans are more drawn to digital content than live shows now?
I
don't
think so anymore. I mean, I don't know. I probably would have argued that they do maybe last year or so, but these past few shows we've been playing, there's so many fans coming out and supporting that I'm honestly taken aback by it. I think it's awesome, and I'm pumped with all the fans we've been getting.
I like the social aspect of shows a lot.
I honestly miss the live shows more than anything. My favorite band hasn't been out on a live show for. Let me put it this way: where they do their own headliner, not rather than like a festival. Which I'm not against the festivals. It's just that I like to see them as a headliner. But it's been years. But now that they're doing that, it's nice to see the bands coming back out and doing specific tours for themselves. But the live show is always. I love the live show.
What is that back there?
Godsmack, that's who you're talking about.
Oh, Smack. Yes.
Hey, I wasn't gonna say it.
I like Godsmack. You're right. They haven't played out a lot. Sullyerna was doing some stuff by himself for a while.
Yep.
Which is really cool, but you miss Godsmack after a while.
Right.
Okay.
Every day.
So let's talk about some live shows.
Yeah.
You played with a lot of amazing people.
We have been really lucky.
Yeah.
Really lucky.
I was looking at your list of people, and I'm like, I shot that one and that one. But they're amazing people. It's really cool. I got to meet them and everything. So it's like I know what they're like. It's like, yeah, you guys have played with some really amazing people. So pick one national and one local that is like your absolute favorite to have played with. I'm gonna make you think, guys. I'm sorry. Those wheels got to turn.
Okay, well, I would say my definite national favorite was Ice Nine Kills.
Yeah,
that was an awesome show.
They put on an amazing show.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say our third one.
I'm gonna have to say Slaves was probably my favorite. Johnny Craig is just so tight and perfect and crisp.
And we got to hang out with him.
We did get to hang out with him and ride his hoverboard.
We rode a hoverboard. Me and Cody rode a hoverboard with Johnny Craig.
That was like one of the best nights ever.
Locally, definitely Avanti. For sure.
Yeah.
It's a tie for Avanti and a
I
decade
have
apart.
not seen them yet, but I've been listening to the
They are
stuff
so
I
good.
can, like absolutely every chance I get. Not seen them yet. Like the paths
Yeah.
have not crossed.
I would say Avanti because they're hilarious to hang around, man. They're really down to earth as well, and
They put on a hell of
they're
a live show.
yeah, they have a heck of a live show, man. And they do the same. They think the same way we do in terms of like, it doesn't have to be a competition between other bands. It's let's go out and have fun, and don't worry about the other bands. Let's just have fun. Let's just have fun together performing, so everybody likes us, and not just making people choose.
Okay, so on the other side of the token, who's one national and one local who you haven't played with that you would really like to?
No, definitely Metallica for sure. Duh.
I'm gonna have to say Papa Roach on this one.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I would geek, so you don't even know.
You'd be like, I can't even sing. I'm too busy geeking.
Right, I'd be hyperventilating with a paper bag, like
Into the
local-
mic.
into the mic. I can't
All
take
we
it
hear is-
down.
Right. Locally, for myself, I'm new to the band since September, so I never got to play with a lot of people they got to play with. So definitely locally for me would be a decade apart, for me at least. That's probably different for all these
Sean,
guys.
you heard that. Make that happen. I know you're going to watch this. Make it happen.
Right?
Yeah.
Local.
Um,
Well, you guys already know my national act that I want to play with.
And my national
on
act.
Smack. That would be awesome too, though.
I
So
mean,
what
they'll be
local?
at Rock on the Range. If we make it to the local stage, they'll be there that day.
Yeah. What local would you want to play with?
I'm gonna have to say, man, that's hard. We play with so many locals that's a hard question.
Not only because,
Yeah, I was just saying,
to be honest,
I think Tread Engine would be fun to play with.
You guys haven't played with Dread Engine?
No,
No, never. We've been at
I
shows
know.
like the same shows, but we've never played with them.
yeah, we've met those
Sam,
guys.
what are you doing? I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him.
Okay, all right.
I would definitely be down with that because, everybody else that we've mentioned, we've had the fortune to play with at least once, thankfully.
Yeah. So many awesome locals, and it's just
Because there's some bands that I know that would like to play with 8 pound pressure and they haven't had a chance to yet. And so it's really cool that you guys have been able to get out and play with so many bands in the scene that you can't even really totally answer that question.
right.
That means you played some damn shows.
I was going to say, it's not necessarily a bad problem to have, huh?
No,
Right.
it's really not. I didn't think about what I would ask you if you were absolutely speechless regarding that question. Huh. If money wasn't an issue and you could do one thing to improve New Haven, what would it be? This could be anything band related, and I'm sure you'll all probably have different answers.
Fire the guitarist with the Michigan shirt.
Oh, he is wearing a Michigan shirt. Oh,
Probably get a new drummer, because
Oh,
I could do better.
I've caused
Actually, I'd probably-
issues.
shots
I'd probably
fired.
say get a new drummer as well. That dude's a jerk, man.
And a derp.
Now, for us, if money was not an object, how would we improve it? I would say, from just my opinion, is more not for ourselves in terms of like showmanship, but more on the actual stage appearance.
Yeah,
If I had it my way, we'd have flames shooting up, fireworks going off, chain
fog
guns going off.
It's gotta be bigger.
That would be awesome to see, though. Maybe you guys will get there someday, I'm sure.
Let's just put it
You're all
this way: when
famous
people,
and I see this happen, I'll be like, yeah, he was talking about that.
we want people to leave the show, look at each other, and be like, "Yo, that was Stupid.
Laser lights.
Yeah.
Laser lights. I'm gonna have to say laser lights.
Does anybody else have a different
That's a good
answer?
one.
Explosions. Fire.
Explosions.
Pyro.
It's gonna be a Bay film.
I don't even know.
Does anybody else have a different answer?
I'm gonna have to go with them on definitely like anything that can help out with like presence of the show. And then, I mean, obviously everyone wants better equipment. Too,
Pro gear. That's what
but-
I'd spend it on.
Well, yeah, pro gear
Well,
for
that's
sure.
what
Right.
sponsorships are for, though. You wouldn't have to spend that
That's
money if
true.
money wasn't an
Just-
issue, right?
Yeah,
Y'all
well,
get,
JC, give me a ring, guys.
y'all would have sponsorships. You wouldn't have to worry about gear.
Right.
Right.
Okay, local stuff made a post about a week ago asking about if you could bring back one local band from the scene in the past, who would it be? So I'm gonna ask that to you guys.
I know that they just stopped being a band, but I'm gonna have to say I Apollo.
Dude,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, I'm so freaking sad I missed their last show. I sent Hillary out there, I forget where I was, but I was just like, oh, I was out in Gahanna. I was like, oh. When she told me that was their last show, I'm like,
It's so sad. Those guys are awesome.
We played with them a while back. We'd see them at shows, or they would come out and support us. They'd find us somewhere. Like we played out in the middle of like Urbana. And they were just hanging out there as a band, just hanging out. And they're like, "Wait, you guys are playing right now? Yeah, we're getting ready to play. Come and see us." And they stayed for the whole show. And they always talked about us meeting back up and playing again, and we just never got the chance. And those guys were just super cool with us.
oh, you never know what happens. I think they're all going to go in separate directions for now, which means there's going to be a bunch of badass shit happening, you know? Because, wherever any of those guys go, badassery just follows.
Right,
Miles is in the Renegades right now. I just listened to their CD, and I'm just like, holy shit! My ears are filled with happy. It's like, there's my review, Miles. I'm just gonna write out in size 24 font. My ears were filled with happy.
Yeah, awesome.
It's ear magic.
I was just like, he was mixing some stuff one day, and he's like, we got our new EP, we got our new CDs in, and I'm just like, I ain't waiting for you to bring me one. I'm gonna go iTunes that crap. I'm like, I can't even wait. I was like, no, not waiting for a physical copy. I'm gonna go get that as soon as possible. Yeah, but those guys are gonna go off and do great things, and I'm gonna follow as much. I know we're all gonna follow as much as possible because like everybody loves those guys. They're really cool. Any other local bands you'd bring back from the past?
I'd agree with them.
I
But,
apologize.
I mean, I won't lie. I only know a handful of local bands just because like I've only been in the band for a couple of years, but they've put in a lot of the legwork, so they have had the fortunate to they've had the fortune to meet all the other. See, I told you he's a jerk in the dirt. No, they've had the fortune to meet all those other local bands that that I would never had the ability to meet until I joined the band, but unfortunately we just weren't able to play with any of them. So
It was another. I don't know if they're still around, but I'd like to play with Ranger Danger again. I don't know.
God, I don't even know if they're still around. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'll let you know.
those
Should.
dudes were super cool when we played at
They were
Scarlet
awesome.
Cafe.
Scarlet.
Yeah.
I missed that place. Rip.
Yeah.
That place was so great. I remember when they had the sound booth in the back,
Yeah, that was awesome.
and they didn't have the really cool lights they do now. I was actually going through old digital videotapes, the little tiny tapes that I used to record shows with on a Windows XP machine because that's how old my frickin' DV camera is. But some of them were at the Scarlet and Gray, and I'm just like, holy crap. I'm like, memories.
Right,
So
right.
great.
I legit
or
thought
like-
somebody was sorry. I legit
Go
thought
ahead.
somebody was like trying to open my hotel door, and I was like,
Get out!
"What's going on?"
You
Ghost.
seen Shining, right?
I remember when the basement it didn't have the black wall. It had the yellow and orange wall. You guys remember that?
No.
Yeah. I have photos of it like
Oh,
that. It was yellow up top and I think orange at the bottom part. And it looks really weird. It looks so much better black now.
Yeah.
It looks so much better. It was like, I don't know, it was a really mustard shade of yellow. And I'm just
mustard
like,
shade of yellow.
yeah, yeah,
That's
it was
the
really
worst paint
mustard.
style you could think of.
No, it was darker than that. It looked like French's mustard.
I'll tell you what. I remember. Okay, so the guys don't know this, but we hold our practice at my dad's house, obviously. Um,
Ta-da!
this is what it's like when you're not signed. But so
Hashtag unsigned
years
life.
years back, he used to have this nasty like mustard yellow, mustard seed yellow, whatever the heck it was called, man. But the house was painted that shade, and I remember walking in every time I saw it. I was like, "You gonna repaint this house eventually?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll get around to it." Took like 6 more years, and he finally got it painted up and got a nice beige on it, you know. But
Well, at least
every
he
time I
got to it
walked in, it
eventually.
just every time I walked in, it just sat there like, ugh, it looks horrible.
It's like, how can I work here? It's a weird color.
Mhm.
Some feng shui.
Yeah.
You have a Von Swire house. Nobody got that reference. That's all right.
Okay, so here's a goofy question, and what spawned it is one of those rock and roll magazines, one of the big ones, not Rolling Stone, but one of the other ones, did an interview with Alice Cooper where they basically went through his road bag, and he basically went through and explained what each thing was in his bag. So if you were on the road and we happened to go through your road bag, what is one weird thing we would find in there?
Hmm.
A weird thing?
A weird thing. It's gotta be interesting.
So you'd probably find like a bunch of random rocks and stones in mine, because I'm a hippie and I like to carry stuff like that around.
Oh, do you collect the little painted rocks or?
So you got them right here.
Oh, you have like. Oh, okay. Those are like healing rocks. Cool.
Yeah. So that'll probably be what you
Sweet.
find in
Because
like a
some
ton
people
of.
collect those painted rocks that people leave throughout the city.
I actually
What are they called,
just found one of those
geostones or
in Park
something like that.
today. Yeah,
Some of those
I
are
found
really
one,
cool.
I found one walking through the woods and it said "You Rock" on it, and it had like a
snap.
website, and it says "Rehide this somewhere else." So do that soon.
Like, what if I want to keep it?
I'm probably gonna keep it.
Heck with
I'm
your
gonna stick
instructions.
Man, for me, I'd probably say like comic or book related stuff, like just random Marvel trinkets.
Don't
Oh,
let
you're
him
the comic
fool you.
book-
It'd be a Deadpool blow up doll.
Well, I'm not.
Deadpool
Whatever.
blow.
Whatever.
Deadpool would be like, hey, I was looking for that.
Probably be Deadpool related, I'm sure.
Oh,
I
everybody
really-
loves Deadpool. Me and my fiance spent Valentine's Day. We went. Boba Flex was playing the Alrosa, so before we went to the show, we went and seen Deadpool in the recliners at the AMC. I was like, this is the
Nice.
best Valentine's Day ever.
Exactly.
Deadpool and Boba Flex.
Go ahead, Brian.
Mine's not necessarily like weird or anything, but I probably definitely have like 3 or 4 tubs of this stuff called Spark by Advocare.
Okay,
Just 'cause-
yeah.
Stuff is like super addicting and it's like the greatest tasting thing ever.
It does taste good. I have fruit punch.
Probably. See, I got
I'm not an
watermelon.
addict. I bought a thing of it to try it,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of like I drink other things like those little, like Mio Fit
Oh yeah.
things you can put in water. You
Yeah.
know, just to make water more interesting. 'Cause I don't like water.
Brought to you by Mio Energy.
Not a sponsor.
Actually, I'm absolutely in love with the fact they have sugar-free Tang in those now.
Yeah, right. It's a kick in the glass.
Right? We're just full of just free random sponsorship here. Pay us.
Well,
Come on, Tang.
Yeah, Tang, you've been around for like what, 80 years?
You help the astronauts help New Haven.
We're all just trying to get some tank.
Wow, he went there.
Can't get enough of it.
I feel like nobody was going to go for it, and it's just a missed
And
opportunity.
it was there, so you're just like,
Yeah, I will take that for the team.
exactly.
I would say, I don't know if it's really weird, but like,
Whatever it is, it's weird.
I'm getting the vibe it's weird because he's hesitating.
it's not weird. It's just that it's something that you don't normally hear. I mean, honestly, you'd probably find like a firearm in mine because
You can't take those in venues.
somebody got to be able to be there
You
for
have to
that
leave
moment
on
when
the
something
bus,
goes wrong.
man.
He's the band dad.
Except for
The
Jared.
band sheriff.
He's actually the band dad.
Right.
I just keep it to keep everybody in line, you know.
Excuse me.
Hey, man, I'm sorry.
You know,
See?
sometimes you just
Look,
gotta
right
bust
there.
out the gun.
Right.
Don't make me get the gun.
Yo, dog, I'm pro second A. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm being honest. That's the weirdest thing.
This
You're gonna
interview
find
has
clothes
gotten
and
really
probably
goofy.
that, and that's about it.
Oh man, I was
I'm a boring
actually
dude.
this is not the goofiest interview I've done. Actually, I interviewed Unwritten Law, and we started talking about Mest, and they started telling me the story about how Mest had parked to unload their stuff, and a guy had like blocked in their trailer, so they couldn't put the door down. And Tony just fucking dropped the door on the dude's car and started unloading. I'm like, dude, I'm like, I don't know if he's gonna be happy to hear that you told everybody that, but okay.
Man.
It just fell.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Like,
You gotta
like
show.
I think
What are we supposed to do?
I think like Alternative Press or somebody did an article on that because I remember hearing that a long time ago, and I don't even remember like they didn't follow up on it because I don't know if the guy like tried to sue them or anything, or if he even was aware enough by the time the show was over to realize his car had had a door dropped on it. I don't know what happened. It's like what happened?
Hey, sorry about your luck, Melvin.
I don't know. I think I'd be pissed until I found out what happened, and I'd be like, dude, Mess dropped a door on my car.
Cool.
No,
But I love those guys that much back then, you know?
we are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
You're bored on your
Ads.
trip.
So what's next for you guys beyond the Battle for the Range? I mean, obviously, if you win it, you're going to be playing at Rock on the Range. But besides that,
I mean, we have more shows lined up. Past that, our end goal is to be put in front of a label that feels that they want to roll the dice with us. Because, I mean, we're confident that we can provide for that. I mean, we know we can. It's just got to get that label to agree with you, and that's our main goal: is to make this the career. At least, that's my opinion of it. This is what we want to do for a living. You know, there's nothing wrong with honest work, but
no.
you know, if I had at the end of the day, if I had the choice between what I'm doing now and what I can be doing, if I'm fortunate enough, then yeah, I'd be choosing
Yeah.
music
Yeah,
instantly.
absolutely. I mean, who wouldn't follow their dream if they have the opportunity?
A lot of people get so far and then they give up, and I can definitely say that ain't anybody in this band.
I think they give up because they feel stuck. Like they feel like they can't monetarily make it to the next step, so they're just stuck working. You know, and then they finally just settle. And that's really sad when you see that happen because like you see a spark die. Like when I found out my spine was messed up. I was apparently born this way and it started acting up when I was 21 and I was just about to graduate college. It's the time where you're thinking about your future and what you're going to do, right? And they're like, well, go try concert photography, but if you can't lug your gear around and you can't stand for a 45-minute set, obviously you can't do it. And I couldn't. And I was like brokenhearted for like 5 years. And I thought, this is it. I'm not going to be able to go back to it. And then all of a sudden, this door bursts open. I was like, and then in the back of my head the whole time, I mean, I enjoyed book blogging. That's what I did, and I still do during the times I have free time. When is that these days? But I enjoyed it, and I was lucky enough to find two things I absolutely love. But always in the back of my head, I'm going, if you get to go back, you're fucking going back. Because I'm sitting here watching friends do well, friends do not so well, friends die, bad shit happening to friends, funerals I can't attend. And I'm just like, world's going on without me. I'm sitting here reading books. And so my mind was always like, if that door ever presents itself to you again, we're going to kick that mofo in and we're going to go for it. And that's exactly what I feel that a band needs to be to make it.
Well, one thing I've noticed with our band is that for every time something bad happens in our eyes and then we're really bummed out about it, it seems like we focus on that for a little bit, and then all of a sudden something even better usually pops up, and not that, like, we don't expect that to happen. It's just more of like we've been fortunate enough to have that happen, and then you sit there and you're like, okay, well, you start wondering, like, was there a reason that bad stuff just happened so we could see this new opportunity come up that was huge for us, and I guess in terms of, how do I put this? In terms of when we went to record, let's just say, one less than good opportunity, let's put it that way, had happened, but all of a sudden we got this contact to go and be able to record with, a really well-known producer, and in my opinion, that was a major stepping stone for the band. And we had no clue that was going to happen until it did. We got that call and we're like, wait a minute, cool. I don't really know how else to explain it.
So, like, if I would have asked you the normal generic in hindsight, what would you have done differently question, would your answer be nothing?
Would have found these guys faster, because like right here, it's like plus John Mark is like the completed band.
Aww.
We like New Haven. We've been trying to work like on and off for quite a while, and we really feel like this version of the band with everybody here, with Bryant, being our newest member, is like what really made us complete. So just more time, honestly. If we could go back and just find these guys sooner. So we didn't get hooked up with Zach until about 3 years ago, and then Bryant just this past year.
It's a family now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a family now, and I'd add on to that a little swift kick in the booty until I saw it get going and get everything prioritized and straight, and that way maybe the CD would came out a little sooner, but that's
you don't rush perfection, You guys released it when you felt you were ready with it, and I think if you would have released it any earlier than that, you would have been probably pretty nervous about it instead of the confidence that you're showing now.
Oh, I know it sounds so cliche, but we're just what?
Cliches usually are based in truth, though.
There's still a lot of nervousness there, but oh well. I mean, it's out now.
He's new.
There's always
There's like, nervousness with the new guy.
Well, I know what you mean.
No,
that was honestly what kept us from releasing everything because we could have released it earlier, like you said, but it was just there's this fear of like this is your baby and everybody's gonna see it, judge it, and.
There's been plenty of judgment. Thank God, most of it is positive.
Always have those.
It doesn't matter what you do and how well you do it. There's always going to be haters and stuff like that.
Well, the better you do it, the more haters you have.
That's the point.
That's generally how it works.
Right.
And that's kind of the reason.
I wasn't going to ask that question. I just kind of did after, you gave us that perspective, the way you guys look at things. It's like, here's something that happened. Okay, why did that happen? Is there anything we can do to keep that from happening again? Or if this situation occurred, okay, is there any way to get through it? If not, can we get around it? And that's really the way you need to think. Because bad things are going to happen.
Thankfully, we've been able to find a solution to pretty much everything that's happened so far, and I don't know, I don't see anybody in this band ever being like, you know what, I'm not doing it anymore. I just don't see that happening. I think we all want it so bad to the point that there's no option to quit at this point. There's no quitting.
I think that's how it has to be. See, so now if any of y'all quit, I'm gonna replay this for you.
On a loop.
On YouTube.
I quit.
Just that part. Remember when you said you weren't going to quit?
Well, you're a fucking liar now, boy.
I'd be like, fix your shit. That's what I tell any band that I love that are like fighting or having something going on that they split up. I'm like, fix your shit.
I was going to say every band. I think every band is going to have fighting. We've had arguments and fights and stuff like that, and there ain't nothing.
He's like, I'm about to start a fight right now. Get it on, Troy. Let's do it.
At the end of the day, you just look at each other and you're like, nope, that's my brother.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are family. It's not going to be all green grass and sunny skies. It's going to be. And that's why I tell people when I fight with them, because like anybody on my team, if we have a difference of opinion and they like get mad at me or something, and I'm just like all chill and back off, and they're like, oh, I didn't mean to upset you. I'm like, dude, I'm not upset. It can't be puppies and kittens all the time. I disagree with you. You want to do this thing? Do it. It's your decision. I'm just kind of telling you, my side.
Right.
Like, I'm not mad over it. I'm too old to get mad over shit like that. Like really anything.
I think everybody in the band right now, like when we first started, I think we all were kind of immature in how we disagreed with stuff. I'll admit I was, and
that happens.
One thing I've noticed is that as we keep going, it changes completely because we're all. I'm not saying we're mature people. I'm just saying we've matured with each other.
Who is? But I'm just like, when I say I'm too old for this shit, it's just like, I'm too old for the long, dragged out fights. I want to fight, get over it, move on to the next thing. It's not like it's gonna, end our teamwork with me or any of the people on my team. It's like, we just had a difference of opinion. They expect that, though. A lot of people expect that backlash because you don't agree with them. I guess it's Facebook's fault. I'm gonna blame Facebook.
Anytime there's a problem, you just need to blame Facebook.
Mark Zuckerberg, and he just ruins everything.
Yep. The car broke down. Thanks a lot, Facebook.
There's on YouTube and Facebook and everything.
See, now something's going to happen, and I'm going to see the status. It's just going to say, this shit went down. It's your fault, Facebook.
Yep. Facebook totally messed up my headlights. They told me to add blinker fluid, and I did.
I saw that meme and I'm like, what? Who's gonna believe that? And then there were a few people that actually did, which is scary. So we're pretty much just shooting the shit right now. I'm out of questions for you guys. Is there anything like anybody you want to give a shout out to? Social media links, if you want to give those, website links.
I mean, you can always check out our Facebook.
Yeah, you check out our Facebook. You check out, as long as you look up New Haven, Ohio, you'll be able to find us. And if you look up newhavenohio.com, that's our website. We've got
I'll add your social media links to the description.
Awesome.
Thank you.
No problem.
I'll give a shout out to my wife. I love her.
Oh, snap. Wife love.
Honestly, I think we all should give a shout out to our significant others because they put up with all of our time away from them, and our.
It's hard to be a band member's significant other. It's like you have to realize that the more popular the band gets, the more girls are going to crawl on them.
I haven't noticed that with me.
Not be jealous about it.
I was going to say, I've never had
Yeah, I was
I've
just
yet to have anybody come up to me after a show.
But it's like, can you imagine? Like, I mean, you're on the road all the time, out playing gigs and stuff. And then, like, if you get really popular, you get the chicks that are, like, crawling all over. That would get annoying to me after a while. It's like, go away, I
We're
want
gonna
my
be
peace
like
and quiet for, like, 2 seconds.
we're
Well,
gonna
with
be
Good
like the dude from
Charlotte,
Rush.
Good Charlotte, they had screaming 13-year-olds. So, like, by the end of the night, I had a killer migraine. I'm just like,
Jeez.
Heck, for me, it'd be
hundreds
like
of
after the show, we'd
screaming
go back and start
teens.
playing
It's like, oh my
PlayStation,
God.
just like
Mike from Rosedale actually brought a mini TV and a Super Nintendo, and they were playing hockey last night at A&R. It was hilarious. They're like, "You want to
nice.
play?" I'm like, "No, I suck at hockey." No.
That's awesome.
He just pulled out this little mini TV, put it up on his merch table, put out this. I'm like, really?
That's not a bad
So
idea.
great.
I'm hoping to have that portable
Actually,
PS4.
really smart.
You
Have
need
to
you
remember-
need one of the old retro gaming systems at your merch table.
Let's get one of those SNES classics.
I have one.
Yes, perfect.
Just make sure nobody steals it. That'd be bad.
Maybe some Mario, maybe win some merch. Who knows?
Oh, that's
There you
an
go.
interesting marketing
That's it.
idea.
That's what we need right there.
Who is it, a Boppy?
For real, could I give a shout out to band parents? Because
Absolutely.
for our management, Jerry, and for all the band parents that support us, we would not be here at all.
Most definitely my dad. My
Yes.
dad. 100%.
150%, the real MVP.
That's right, Jerry.
I'm going to give 151.
Well,
You're
you
wearing
just
a
have
Michigan shirt. You can't.
That's all right. He's got to be good at something, and being an asshole is one of them.
Wait a minute. Why did you lower your voice when you said asshole? Come on.
I'm in a hotel.
Yeah.
The walls are
So,
thin.
they're adults. They can get over
I
it.
can't believe you said asshole.
I know.
And
I'm
then
a
I
heathen.
followed it up by saying it
I'm trying to
again.
get in trouble at this point.
I'm a heathen.
You should hear how many times the F-bomb was dropped during that unwritten law interview. I gave up on any hope of it being beyond a not safe for work channel. You can't interview bands without being not safe for work.
Right.
And now to Sister Mary Catherine with the weather.
I mean, like, because the bands that I want to interview, like, there's this band called Eviscerated Zombie Tampon, and they're like a punk band, and their frontman wears a tutu.
We
Hey,
saw
wait a
it.
minute. What's wrong with that?
It's hilarious.
Was it the Newport?
You see so many different bands, like so many different gimmicks when you play.
You know-
like through the years.
The tutu is always the best
What's
one,
your
though.
favorite gimmick that you've seen?
I once played with this band like way back when we first started, called the Steady Jesters,
Uh-huh.
and they went on stage and had a rubber chicken and like a bubble gun and like a weird jester hat.
Do that shit.
And yeah, the whole song was about basically fornicating a chicken, and you can imagine the body motions with the chicken. So yeah, that was probably the weirdest.
I would say my favorite gimmick. I was probably only 13 or 14 years old, and I was watching an Ozzy Osbourne biography DVD or whatever it was, and it showed some of his older footage, and he ran out on stage with a freaking dildo like 2 feet long, and he just started flopping it around on stage, and I was like, I just looked at my dad. I was like, did he really just do that? And my dad being born in the 60s and growing up with Ozzy, he went to every Ozzy concert he could. And he said, yeah, that's pretty much an Ozzy concert wrapped up. And yeah.
How old were you?
I'm probably 12 or 13 years old.
Nice.
Yeah. Just see Ozzy sitting there like,
This is the
whoa.
hear about this. She's gonna be like, what?
Oh, gosh. You guys
Oh,
have
man.
corrupted me. I was a homely person before this.
Homely,
I gotta put my shoes on. Sorry.
pretty homely now.
Well, that's why they never come up to me after the shows.
You too, buddy. It's okay.
Hey, we share the pain, buddy. 2 states apart.
That's right.
Look at that. I've been in New York for like 3 hours and I've already got the accent.
All right, guys. Well,
Yeah.
it's been absolutely awesome doing this interview with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
appreciate
glad
the
you guys
opportunity.
agreed and that I was able to do this before the decision making was made with the battle for the range. I didn't realize
Yeah.
it was tomorrow. So I'm sitting there, I'm like looking up stuff on Friday, and I'm like, oh man, so I got to get this out tonight.
Sorry.
It's fine, I'll do it. It'll be a pretty simple edit. I probably honestly won't edit anything at all, other than, like I said, with the
Can you make me
switch
appear
screen.
more handsome? Is that possible? Because I
I'm
really
not.
need it.
I'm not that great at photo
It's
editing. I'm
not a
sorry.
miracle worker, Zach. Calm down.
I'm definitely not that great at video editing.
Said she's not a miracle worker.
I'm
Oh.
just saying I could use the help. Trust me. Look.
You know what? I'm gonna screen capture where he was all up on the camera, and I'm gonna put googly eyes and a fucking mustache and.
You don't even need to.
No. I'll add like extra handlebars.
Yes.
Do it.
All right. Well, we all need to pose then. I can't be the only one doing this. You all got to do it too. Ready?
You can tell we're the weirdos in the
I
group.
love you guys. I'm so glad I got to interview you. So, check out New Haven. Hopefully, you guys win the Rock on the Range spot.
Good luck to all
No.
bands.
I'm rooting for everybody. I can't help it. I love all the people on this list, but they're still all cool, even if they don't get the spot, honestly. And I hope they realize that.
We want
I
to win
hope-
just as bad as the rest of them, but if we don't, then you know what? We'll take it in stride and we'll keep moving on because there'll be more doors down the road.
Exactly. And at least you guys entered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We're really glad we got this far.
And I
Yeah.
think, honestly,
Well-
the track that you guys submitted was ace. It really was.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Hey, look at it this way. Out of 11 bands, we made it to the top 10.
yeah!
Hey,
We only knocked off 2 people. But so, everybody, I'm Misty. These are the guys of New Haven. Catch you later.
See you guys.